Former Epic dev says it's bullshit that EA has scumbag memes and that good guy Valve can do no wrong. Drop your comments below to chat about it, but first, my opinion. I'm Tarmack and this is Feature Creep. Cliff Blezsinski is famous for his work with Epic on Unreal and Gears of War. He left Epic recently saying that he needed a break, and in my opinion, after one hell of a 20-year career thus far, he deserves that break. But his break didn't include slipping away quietly into the night like Greg Zeschuk. Cliff has a blog, which I've linked below, and he went into something of a tirade against people complaining about the game industry on the internet. Now, there is a good amount of content within that blog post that I agree with. The idea that the game industry is just like any other industry and that consumers need to vote with their wallets. Buy the things you support, don't buy the things you don't like. Simple capitalist mentality. I feel that he went a few steps too far, however, on two very important points. First of all, he snapped that if you're raging on game forums, guess what? You're the vocal minority, as though to tell people that being vocal is a bad thing. The average guy, he says, who buys Madden every year doesn't care. Now, I'm sure he's thinking about the raging kid who wants to yell, scream, and buy the game anyways, but what he said is really stupid. He's right about the people with complaints being a vocal minority, but that is neither bad, nor is it pointless. The internet on the whole has a great deal of influence. You want to tell me that the sales of SimCity won't suffer because of the press surrounding the always-on DRM? Or that when the complaints about War Z got bad enough that Total Biscuit does a video on it that it doesn't affect sales? The whole put up or shut up attitude completely discounts those of us who are voting with our wallets and doing what we can to inform others of bad things coming down the pipe. And the second point is what I started this piece with. He said, I'm tired of EA being seen as the bad guy. I think it's bullshit that EA has the scumbag EA memes on Reddit and that good guy Valve can do no wrong. The context of this quote is that he's saying that Valve is no better or worse than EA because they're all capitalist companies in a capitalist industry. No, Cliff, it's not bullshit. Valve has yet to take down any multiplayer access. They haven't bought up developers only to bleed them dry and then shut the doors. Origin, Bullfrog, and Westwood come to mind, among others. And while Valve does monetize utterly stupid and pointless items in video games like the hats in TF2, they have yet to break down the wall that EA strode past with nary a glance, charging for a cheat code in the single-player campaign of Dead Space 3. Is Valve perfect? No. The old promise of episodic content that never happened, terrible indie recognition on Steam. Steam was the original online authentication that everybody hated, and Valve got its fair share of blasting for that. People go after the one that continues to do a lot of wrong, rather than the one that has done so occasionally. Now, I know I'm being an ass. I have a great deal of respect for Cliff. His games are great, and he's one of the few legends of old that's in the game industry. But the blog post was a very poorly aimed and not very well thought out pot shot. What do you think of Cliff's comments? Should we be ragging on Valve more, or just complaining less? If you enjoy these, throw me a thumbs up and a subscribe. That's all I have to say. Tarmack out.